Prince Moulay Hassan was born on May 8, 2003. That makes him 21 years old right now, but this wasn't just any ordinary birth. When little Moulay came into the world, there was a huge celebration with a 21-gun salute. Can you imagine having cannons fired to welcome you? Moulay Hassan isn't just any prince, he's the crown prince. That means he's next in line to become the King of Morocco when his father, King Mohammed VI, steps down. It's a big job, but Moulay Hassan has been preparing for it his whole life. He takes his education super seriously. He doesn't just go to any school, he attends the royal college inside the royal palace. It's like having your own private school at home, but way fancier. Moulay Hassan speaks 4 languages fluently: Arabic, French, English, and Spanish. His favorite subjects are economics and politics, which might sound boring, but they're super important for a future king to know. Now, let's talk about how this prince gets around. Forget about asking mom or dad for a ride. Moulay Hassan has his very own private jet. It's not just any plane, it's a Gulfstream G650, one of the fanciest jets in the world. Imagine having a flying mansion that can take you anywhere you want to go. This jet is so fancy, it even has its own bedroom, living room, and shower. It's like having your house in the sky. And get this, the plane's tail number is CNAM, which stands for Crown Noble Moulay Hassan. Even his plane has a royal name. But wait, there's more. The prince doesn't just have one plane. He has access to a whole fleet of aircraft. There's a Boeing 737 for when he needs to go on official visits, a massive 747 for family trips, and even a military plane called a C-130 for, well, we're not sure what, but it must be important. When he's not flying high, Moulay Hassan cruises around in style on the ground. His car collection is worth billions of dollars. He has all sorts of amazing cars from the fanciest brands you can think of. His favorite is an Aston Martin DB7, the same kind of car James Bond drives. Here's a funny story. Once, Moulay Hassan sent his Aston Martin all the way from Morocco to England just to get it fixed at the Aston Martin headquarters. That's like sending your favorite toy to the North Pole to have Santa's elves fix it. Now let's talk about where the prince lives. Spoiler alert, it's not just one house, but many palaces. The main one is the Royal Palace in Rabat, Morocco's capital city. This place is huge. It's like 200 football fields put together. Inside, there's a mosque, a school, and guest houses that can fit 1,000 people. But that's not all. The royal family has palaces all over Morocco. There's an old one in Fez that's been around for hundreds of years, and a brand new one in Marrakesh. They even have beach houses for vacations. Moulay Hassan himself owns a massive $82 million mansion in Paris right near the Eiffel Tower. He bought it when he was only 20 years old. Oh, and did we mention he has a yacht? It's 70 meters long, that's like 7 school buses in a row, and costs $90 million. It has room for 12 guests and 15 crew members. That's one big floating palace. Now, you might think that with all this fancy stuff, Prince Moulay Hassan might be a bit stuck up. But here's the coolest part. He's actually super humble and kind. There's a famous story about him that shows just how down-to-earth he is. In Morocco, it's tradition for people to kiss the hand of royalty as a sign of respect. But when Moulay Hassan started going to public events as a teenager, he would gently pull his hand away when people tried to kiss it. He wasn't being rude, he was being humble. He respected his elders so much that he didn't want them bowing down to him. How cool is that? Moulay Hassan takes his job as crown prince very seriously. He often goes with his dad, King Mohammed VI, to important meetings with other world leaders. When he was just 14 years old, he went to a big climate change meeting in Paris. He was the youngest person there, but he wanted to show that young people care about the planet too. The prince also cares a lot about helping people. He works on projects to improve education, help young people, and protect the environment. He even helped Morocco ban plastic bags in 2016. Don't worry, it's not all work and no play for Moulay Hassan. He knows how to have fun too. He loves traveling to cool places like the French Riviera and hanging out with famous people from Hollywood. For thrills, he's into car racing and even skydiving. He has his own racetrack in Marrakesh where big international races happen. When he wants to go fast, he jumps into one of his supercars like his custom-made Bugatti Chiron. It's painted royal blue and has the family crest on it. Let's talk about Moulay Hassan's watch collection for a minute. This prince loves his watches, and he has some of the rarest and most expensive ones in the world. His favorite is a custom-made Rolex Yachtmaster 2 made of 18-karat gold. It has the royal family crest on it and cost $500,000. He also has watches from brands like Patek Philippe and Audemars Piguet. These aren't just any watches, they're like tiny works of art that you wear on your wrist. Some of them are so rare, there might only be a handful in the whole world. As Crown Prince, Moulay Hassan is preparing to one day become the King of Morocco. That's a big job with lots of responsibilities. He'll have to make important decisions that affect millions of people, represent Morocco to other countries, and be a leader for his nation. But from what we've seen so far, it looks like Moulay Hassan is up for the challenge. He's smart, hardworking, and cares about his people. He's learning from his father, King Mohammed VI, about how to be a good ruler. The people of Morocco are excited to see what kind of king Moulay Hassan will be. They hope he'll continue to be humble and caring, even with all his wealth and power. Many think he represents a new kind of monarchy, one that's modern and in touch with regular people. From his flying palace to his collection of supercars, from his world-class education to his down-to-earth personality, this young prince is truly one of a kind. But what's really amazing about Moulay Hassan isn't just his wealth or his royal title. It's the way he uses his position to try to make the world a better place. Whether he's working on environmental projects, promoting education, or just setting an example of humility, he shows that being a prince is about more than just having cool stuff. As Moulay Hassan grows up and gets ready to become king, the whole world will be watching. Will he change Morocco? Will he become a leader that other countries look up to? Only time will tell. But one thing's for sure. With his smarts, his kindness, and yes, his amazing lifestyle, Prince Moulay Hassan is definitely a royal to keep an eye on. So, what do you think? Would you want to be a prince or princess if it meant having all that responsibility? It might be fun to have a private jet and a palace, but remember, being royalty is a big job too. Maybe the next time you dream about living in a castle, you'll think about all the work that comes with wearing a crown. After all, even princes have to do their homework.